All right. And we're live. Hi, everyone. How are you? Oh, hi, August. Okay, cool. I got my comments over here. Sweet. This is my first live stream, so it's kind of exciting. So if you're here and watching, let me know in the comments that you're here. Say hi. Oh, happy Sunday. I've been having a pretty nice day. Actually, just took some new photos. Hi, Nikhil. Cool. I got my buddies in here. Awesome. Yeah, I just took some photos for my website and did some yoga, and I'm really excited to be here with you guys and start doing these live streams where we can interact. Because I don't know, I was spending so much time talking at you guys and was like, man, it'd be cool if we could just kind of have a little bit of a dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Hi, Laura. Hi. Cool. So, might just wait. Whatever. It's 2 o'clock. It's 2:01. We can get going. So, as you know, I've started doing a YouTube series. Can you hear me okay? PS, I've got a new microphone that I'm testing out. Can you guys let me know if you can hear me okay before I get right into it? Testing, testing, testing. You can hear me? Awesome. Cool. Thanks, guys. Oh, Nirmal's in here too. All right. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you for being here on my first live. This is awesome. Excelente. So, okay, bonus. So I've started doing this series about empaths. Hey, this is fun. I'm trying not to get too distracted, but I'm just having a good time. So I've started this empath series because I myself am highly empathic, highly sensitive, and growing up, I had one heck of a time because I was just wide open all the time and I didn't have the tools to really deal with what was happening and the input that I was getting. I was just kind of overwhelmed and overstimulated quite a bit. So I spent a lot of time in nature to recharge, and nature and solitude. That's when I felt, you know, right. Hey, Morgan, little smiley face. So, yeah. And as we're doing this series, you guys, if you've got anything that you want me to elaborate on, if you want to share your stories, if you want to hear more about my story, I'm pretty much an open book. Just let me know. We're all in this together. So it's cool. Okay. So, oh, this makes me happy seeing all you guys in here. Okay. So, yeah, I just felt like it was really important to make this video series for my empaths. I know there's a lot of you out there, and a lot of you have been asking me questions about things, and I'm sure if you're reaching out and being brave and asking for advice and whatever, like wanting to share your experience, you're not the only ones. So that's kind of why I wanted to make this series, is so maybe we can answer some questions for some people who maybe don't feel called to reach out. And I know how overwhelming and stressful and isolating it can feel to be so wide open and so sensitive and not know what's happening and not really have, excuse me, not really have many people to talk to about it. So it's important that we got each other's back. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so should we get into this? Should we get into the test? I've got all the questions here on my phone to see where we are on the empath scale. So this kind of blew my mind a few weeks ago. So, okay. There's going to be 20 questions, and just keep track of how many you say yes to. So I don't know if you want to quickly grab a pen and paper or do all this, keep track on your fingers and your toes. That's up to you. But we'll go through the 20 questions, and depending what your score is, we'll see how empathic you guys are. And this is cool for me too to know. Oh, sorry, call coming in, of course. Nobody calls me or texts me until I'm like recording a video or doing something. So, yeah, okay. So, if you're ready, I'm going to start into these questions, okay, you guys? All right. And this is coming from Dr. Judith Orloff. I stumbled across her a couple of years ago, and I'm really starting to dive into her work because she is an empath and a psychiatrist. So she's got so much training and so much experience dealing with empaths and just helping them through and really starting to see patterns in these types of people and these highly sensitive people. So it's kind of neat. All right. So, question 1. Have you been labeled as overly sensitive, shy, or introverted? Yes or no? Question 2. Do you frequently get overwhelmed and anxious? Question 3. Do arguments or yelling make you ill? Yes or no? These are all yes or no questions. All right. Do you often feel like you don't fit in? Question 5. Are you drained by crowds and do you need alone time to revive yourself? Number 6. Are you overstimulated by noise, odors, or nonstop talkers? Okay. Number 7. Do you have chemical sensitivities or can't tolerate scratchy clothes? Do you have sensitive skin, essentially? Number 8. Do you prefer taking your own car places so you can leave early if you need to? Number 9. Do you overeat to cope with stress? Number 10. Are you afraid of becoming suffocated by intimate relationships? Number 11. Do you startle easily? Okay. Number 12. Do you react strongly to caffeine or medications? Number 13. Do you have a low pain threshold? Number 14. Do you tend to socially isolate? Do you tend to socially isolate yourself? Number 15. Do you absorb other people's stress, emotions, or symptoms? This can include physical symptoms, even physical pain. Sympathy pains. Number 16. Are you overwhelmed by multitasking and prefer doing one thing at a time? Number 17. Do you replenish yourself in nature? Number 18. Do you need a long time to recuperate after being with difficult people or energy vampires? Sorry, I just heard something weird. Number 19. Do you feel better in small cities or the country rather than large cities? And last but not least, number 20. Do you prefer one-to-one interactions or small groups rather than large gatherings? All right. So add up all the ones that you said yes to. I'll give you guys a second to do that and drink some water. And if you feel called to, let me know how many yeses you got in the comments. Then we'll have a record of it. Record. I'm going to keep records. No, I'm not. I'm just curious. I like to see like where you guys are at. Okay, Nirmal, you got 11. You got 16 yeses, Victoria. 6 no, 14 yes to August. Okay. Somewhere sometimes, yeah. I think if somewhere sometimes you could probably count them as like a yes. Laura, 17. Okay. Yeah, we got some empathic people in here. And we got all more than 10. Okay. So if you answered yes to 1 to 5 questions, you're partially empathic. 13 in that case. Okay. All right. All right, so we're all above 10. So responding yes to 11 to 15 means you have strong empathic tendencies, and answering yes to more than 15 questions means you're a full-blown empath. So I mean, if you got 15, you're pretty much there, man. You're a full-blown empath. So you guys, we got some empaths in here. Wow, that's so cool. So did these questions resonate with you? Like, did you know these things about yourself, or did these questions spark anything in you? Like, oh man, I never really thought about that. Laura explains a lot. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite interesting when you start to realize this is why you feel certain ways, and this is why, you don't really feel the need to be going out all the time, or you feel like you need a lot of alone time or nature time. It's because you're so sensitive. You're tuned in to everything all the time. It's pretty amazing. So my empaths. I feel ya. Oh, that's so cool. So, is there anything that you guys wanted to know on this live? And if you've got any questions, let me know. I'm just here to. The universe has now guided me to a town, village from a city. Yeah, I'm feeling that too, Nirmal, big time. I'm not even in a big city right now. There's 100,000 people, but it's still overwhelming for me. I feel like I have to be kind of closed energetically in the city. And I've learned to be able to kind of, close things down, and put myself in an energetic bubble and kind of protect myself. So you don't get overwhelmed. So you're not constantly taking everything on. But even so, sometimes being in the city can be overwhelming. Small town in Wisconsin. Cool. Do you have lots of nature around you in Wisconsin, Laura? Nature is so important. I've found that I need like mountains and water, and oh my goodness, I take so many baths. That is one great way to clear your energy, is to take a bath. And I'll expand on that more in another video, but this one specific bath I've found to be so crucial in clearing my energy. So what I put in there is a cup of Epsom salts and not quite a cup. I would say actually a quarter cup of baking soda. Prepare to sweat. And I also like putting in lemongrass and tea tree essential oils, and not straight in the water. Like mix them with some coconut oil and put them in the water. But lemongrass, tea tree especially, removes negative energy from your field. And then lemongrass is also a cleanser and just kind of helps to, what's the word? Come on, words. It helps to dissolve the energetic cords. What do we got here? Stand under a waterfall. Yeah, man, if I had waterfalls around here, I would be doing that all the time. Loves nature so much, and I just took a bath. Yeah. Oh, Victoria, that sounds so nice. Yeah, it's really nice. And if you want extra detox, you can put a teaspoon of ground ginger in your bath as well, and that will make you sweat. But it's just really helps to pull toxins out of you. And I'm going to be doing a video too on psychic protection, because being empathic, some of us too, I just learned, are also empathic to the spirit realm. So not only are you picking up on the emotions and energies of the people in your reality, sometimes you can even be picking up on spirits when they come close to you. And that's nothing to be afraid of, but they do have their own energy signatures too. So if they're approaching your field and you don't have energetic boundaries, you will be feeling that. And it can be kind of intense sometimes. But the biggest thing with all of this is not to be fearful and not to go into victim mode about it, because it can be really easy to be like, oh, I'm really sensitive and oh, I'm just, overwhelmed all the time. No, the big reason I'm making these videos is to help empower my empaths, because when you can take your power back, take control of your energy, and start to really mold your life in your own way, you start to remember your sovereignty here and start to remember that you have a choice, because we do have a choice what we want to take on, what we want to feel, what we want to experience. But it does take a little bit of finessing and some practice to learn where you end and where other people begin. I invite archangel spirits, guide, light to infuse their light into the shower head so the water that flows out is instantly supercharged with their light and it's made a difference, right? Yes, yes, Nirmal, yes. I love that visualization, and I do that one often as well, is asking God, universe, to just work through the shower head and infuse that water with light, so when it's raining down on you, it's just pure crystalline energy coming down and just sweeping your aura and just cleansing your aura and cleansing your energy and just taking away anything that doesn't serve you. You guys, your intention is so paramount. Your intention is so powerful. Just making that intention, you can feel it. You can feel all that stuff coming off of you, and it's just glorious. Another one I like to do is when I'm in the tub, just near the end of the bath, just imagining that whatever energy isn't serving me just leaves my body and infuses itself into the water off my body, and then I'll pull a plug and lay in the tub until it all drains out, and you can actually like feel it pulling all that stuff off of you and down the drain. It's really cool. Yeah, it's a really good practice to start getting into, because it's really good. Just like you brush your teeth every day, it's important to take care of your energy every day, because otherwise you start walking around, if you're not conscious of what's happening, you're interacting with people all the time. You're interacting with, like, online, even commenting on people's things, and they're commenting on yours, and we're constantly interacting and sending out cords and taking in cords, and we're so connected. We're so connected. So it's so important to just cleanse that energy and do cord cuttings every day. I do every day. And pretty sure my 5-year-old granddaughter is an empath. She has night terrors like I used to also. Also, I believe she pulled me into her dreams when she felt powerless. I don't doubt that, Laura, because I used to have really awful night terrors as a child as well. Like, and I still remember a lot of them. And like, it's stuff that kids should not be thinking about. Like, I don't know. I won't get into it. We won't go into that, and just no. But I used to get really bad night terrors as a child, and I didn't know exactly why. And talking to other empaths and psychics and energy workers, it's the lower vibration entities actually target, unfortunately, our sensitive kids, because they're such a bright light, right? And they're wide open, and they're so perceptive, and open to everything, that unfortunately they can be targeted. But we can protect them and give them tools. So even these visualizations, if like, kids are so smart, they are so smart and they're so tapped in. If you can get your little ones to just imagine that they can just put themselves in a bubble, and you can put them in a bubble too, in an energetic bubble with your intention. But get them, oh man, if we can get kids doing this at that age, wow, they are going to be powerful. Just reminding them that they are empowered and this is their life and they don't have to be privy to that. So before they go to bed, just imagining, if they've got guides, well, if getting them to bring in their guides, the beings that are of love and light and they know are friendly, to be around them, and just surround themselves in a ball of white or gold light. White and gold kind of act in the same way, and just surround themselves completely, surround their bed, surround their room, and seal off the doors and the windows with this energy, and just say out loud that only beings of the highest vibrations of love and light may enter this room. And you can actually visualize like sealing around the door and the window frames with your energy. I'm missing out on some comments here. I love tea tree essential oil too. How did your story begin? I've watched your videos as far back as your Kundalini rising. Okay. Do you want me to start at the beginning? Because as a child, okay, here we go. I'm starting at the beginning then. So as a child, I was wide open all the time, and I was seeing spirits and feeling and sensing things, and I just had this ability to know what was true and what wasn't. And like, my parents didn't have a good relationship, and I knew that. And they would tell me that everything's fine, and I knew that they were lying. But at the same time, it's like, you listen to the adults. And I know for a lot of children, that can kind of start to have them question their own intuition and their own feelings about life. So when did I start seeing stuff? I don't remember exactly when, but it was just kind of all the time. And it was scary. Like, I would see spirits in my house and freak out. Like, I didn't know what they were. And, I was just told that it was part of my imagination, and I believed that. And I thought that I felt really powerless, because it's just like, well, this stuff's happening and I don't know what to do about it. And it keeps happening. And the more I get fearful, the crazier stuff gets and the scarier the nightmares get. But so, and I also used to have kind of premonitions. Like, I would have dreams of things happening. Nothing crazy, thank God. But I would have dreams of stuff happening, and then like a few months later, it would happen in my reality verbatim, like at word for word, what I dreamt. So that was kind of interesting. And they're too so empathic and no tools to deal with it. I spent a lot of time alone, like a lot of time alone, and a lot of time in nature. And yeah, just kind of there too, kind of chameleoned my way through elementary and high school, because I didn't really feel like I could fully relate to the people around me. I felt weird. I felt like I didn't belong here. Sometimes I felt like I was an alien. I still kind of feel that way sometimes. Yeah, so I guess it kind of started when I was little, but through high school and my 20s, I just, there too, being wide open and not having the tools, I was constantly taking in energy and stimuli from outside of me and internalizing it and not really knowing what to do. So I had panic attacks all the time. And it's almost like my system was getting overloaded, and it's just like, oh, I gotta get this stuff out of here somehow. And I'm just like, because I didn't know about cord cutting. I didn't know what any of that was. I didn't even know what Kundalini was until 2015 when I had that big awakening moment and was like, what? Like, what happened? And I would kind of, yeah, so I kind of just I numbed myself for a long time, and got quite addicted to alcohol and food and weed, because subconsciously, we hold on to excess weight and stuff as a form of protection. And it was, I felt at the time, easier to numb with drugs and alcohol than it was to be present with what was happening, because I didn't understand it and I felt kind of nuts. So it was easier just to kind of check out until, yeah, until early 2015. I started meditating, getting back into meditation, getting back into my yoga practice, starting to use oracle cards. And then I started seeing spirits again. And it didn't freak me out as much because I knew more of what was happening. Whew. And then Kundalini happened. The Kundalini energy shot through my body and changed my life forever. And I've kind of started the YouTube channel from there. And because I didn't have a guru, I didn't have guidance to go through that Kundalini awakening, I was just like freaking bumbling through life, not really knowing what I was doing, who I was, what to do. It was a crazy, crazy few years. It has been a crazy few years. And if you go back through my videos, you can see, man, you can see me like going on the freaking roller coaster and going from, thinking that I know everything to being slapped down and humbled. And it's just like, holy cow. And I'm finally at a place now, thank you, Lord, where I feel really grounded and centered in who I am. And I feel like I'm at a place now where I can start to share what I've learned and what's working and how I found me again and how I found my personal power again. Because I want this feeling for, well, everyone, but in particular, my highly sensitive people, because I know how disempowering this all can feel. I know how scary it can sometimes be, and I know how alone you can feel when you're so sensitive, and especially when you're around people who are kind of shut off. And it's not anybody's fault. Like, everybody's on their own journey and on their own path, and everyone's awakening at their own moment, their own predestined moment. But if you don't have a community to talk to about this kind of stuff, it can feel like really, really lonely. So I'm so grateful for you guys. I'm so grateful for my online community, and I'm starting to find a physical community as well of people who speak this language. And it's so, so crucial to be able to bounce these ideas off of other people and to share our experiences and to find that solidarity and that community. So that's why I'm here. And that's why I wanted to start these live streams and connect more with you guys. I feel like that's really important. So does that answer your question? I feel like I went on some tangents, but I don't know. It's just how I talk. That's how my story started. And yeah, and now it's pretty cool. I'm just exploring more of cool. Thanks, Normal. And now I'm just exploring more of more of these psychic abilities and more of the spiritual realm and seeing what's going on there and doing some really, really deep healing. And life is pretty cool, man. Life is pretty cool. So, okay. Well, we've been on here for about a half an hour. I think that's a really good start. I hope this was helpful with the test. And like I say, if you guys have any questions, anything you want me to talk about, research some more, if you want to share your stories, I'm all for it. I thank you so much for being on here with me. And yeah, I'm thinking these live streams might need to happen every week or every couple of weeks, and we'll keep them to about a half an hour. And yeah, if you've got something, just let me know. I'm so grateful for you guys. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing your time with me and your stories with me. Thank you for being along on the ride. Whew. Yeah, sending you guys so much love. Okay, I think I'm going to sign off on that. And there's more videos coming for you guys, and particularly about clearing our energy, keeping ourselves balanced. Cool. Love you guys. We'll talk soon. Bye for now.